Hello and welcome to the KOFISI Connect podcast, your source for a wealth of roundtable discussions on the workplace and business, as well as cultural news and trends from the diverse and dynamic continent of Africa. I'm your host, Richard Okenye, and today, ahead of the launch of KOFISI Art Gallery next month, that is July of 2025, I'm pleased to introduce Kui Wachira, the gallery manager at KOFISI, to tell us more about that launch and also the journey that has brought KOFISI thus far. Kui, thank you very much for joining us here on the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Richard.
Right. Exciting conversation we're going to have ahead. So let's begin with your journey first. What drew you personally to curating and managing art spaces? And how has that shaped your role as gallery manager at KOFISI?
Well, my journey to the art was quite accidental in that, first, let me backtrack a little. My background is in film. I studied film production. So a lot of budgeting and a lot of logistics and scheduling. And this is important because it is what I'm also doing here at KOFISI. And at some point, I found myself at Kui Wachira Trust Art Center, where my journey in the art management started. And there I learned a lot in terms of art administration and working with artists, which is also very important. And from then on, I moved on to working into commercial art galleries, specifically Circle Art Gallery and one of Contemporary Art Gallery. So combined, maybe 7 years in the commercial art space. After that, I did a stint as a studio manager for Ngeshimutu Studios, which was also important because I got the experience of working one-on-one with an artist and which is good because I had worked with artists before, but in form of, from the gallery's perspective. But then now working one-on-one with an artist was also quite eye-opening. I eventually went into consultancy, where I did work with individual collectors to consolidate collections, inventory, and also work with artists in terms of managing parts of their practice. And all that has led me to here, KOFISI. And we
give thanks for that.
Oh, yeah. And I think here is what I am enjoying about being at KOFISI is that it's like everything I've done put into one place. So all my networks and all the connections and all the experiences I've had with artists comes into play. The commercial aspect of how to sell art, how to present art, how to collect art comes into play. And of course, the logistics of how to handle art, how to ship art, how to hang art. So I think my entire journey in the art scene, industry, has brought me here.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. We're happy, as I said, excited to have you here, that we can get to collect all of that from you and then just have it at KOFISI. You mentioned the film part. It's not something I was thinking we'd discuss, but just a bit of it. Is that something you're planning to also apply while at KOFISI, and maybe how have you envisioned that to fuse with art?
I think film, like art, is a form of storytelling. And yes, down the line, once we've consolidated the plans and rolled out the structures, and there'll be an opportunity to tell stories about the art at KOFISI, the artist at KOFISI, through film, through documentary. I think with film as a possibility for telling all the stories, I think it's going to be huge, both for KOFISI, for the artists, for collectors, and on top of all that, we document the Kenyan art practice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So we are very thrilled about the launch of KOFISI Art Gallery. This is in July at KOFISI Kaskazi, which also happens to be a new flagship center by KOFISI opening soon in Nairobi. So those are two things new that we're excited to go and see. But most importantly, tell us about the opportunity to use this new center for the launch and how all of this, the project fits into KOFISI as it's evolving, changing the workplace, changing the experience. How's this launch and the opportunity for the new center looking like?
Okay. I think KOFISI Art being like the baby at KOFISI Africa, it's like this new shiny project, and Kaskazi being a huge deal for KOFISI in terms of the new center, the magnitude, and the plans for it. It's like showing off the last born in a new home.
Oh yeah. Wow, that's
so
so
that is exciting. And so like you said, two new things coming up at the same time and kind of growing together. So it's the art gallery will hopefully through Kaskazi will grow and branch out into all the other centers and be experienced by all members.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is launching it at the new house and then inviting the guests over, or taking it even the baby to the relatives.
Yes, they come
for meet and greet.
Yeah, so they come see the baby at the new center, and then we'll move the baby around into the other centers.
All right.
Yes.
That's exciting. You're creating something unique here, as you've said. How will the gallery operate from artist selection to exhibition rotation?
With the artist selections, we are hoping to open it up to all artists, not only in Kenya, but regionally.
Okay.
Yeah. So we will open up channels where artists can write in and put in an application, and we'll look at it and work with the artists. But we're hoping not to just offer a space to show, but to be able to work with artists, to be able to grow their career, give them that opportunity to actually put their best foot forward. So support an artist totally to be able to have a good experience first as an artist, to professionally put forth their work to the audience, hopefully a new audience, maybe their current audience will follow them here to where we'll be showing them, and possibly move the exhibition from one center to another across the centers regionally.
Okay.
Yes.
Regionally means even the KOFISI centers outside of Nairobi will get to experience the same thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's exciting. If I'm an artist who's listening to this, and you've already said there's going to be channels which will be how I get my art to KOFISI. How will I get to know that? Do I need to find Kui? Do I or do I attend the launch?
They can attend the launch. The launch will be open to the public.
Okay.
It's I like to say we're very many in the art scene, but it's also a very close-knit community. It's like one big happy family. And we all know each other. So the information I know will get to them.
Yeah.
So through, of course, our social media platforms, when we put out calls, I think we're going to be able to create a buzz around this, and they'll be able to find us and we'll be able to find them. I don't think finding each other for me is a worry. I think my concern is, how do we work together, and are we able to work together?
All right.
Yes.
It's like we already have it. It's just like let's make it happen.
Yes.
Yeah. It's happening in collaboration with Workshop 17, this whole project. What makes this partnership compelling? And as you said, you're going to bring talent, not just showcase it to Kenya, regionally as well, outside of the country. How's this partnership going to look like?
Well, Workshop 17 and KOFISI already have the partnership in terms of the working spaces. But what's exciting is Workshop 17 does have its own gallery, which is Workshop 17 Gallery. And to be able to tap into their artists and they be able to tap into our artists is an opportunity for our artists here locally. So we hope that in the near future, some of our artists will feature in their exhibitions and they'll be able to cross over. So hopefully there'll be that cross-pollination of artists in both spaces.
All right. And that's a lot of centers given, as you said, there's a partnership, a pre-existing partnership in terms of workspaces. KOFISI members enjoy, free access to all Workshop 17 locations across the continent and, vice versa as well. So we are hoping that, and this is a question I'm also just getting you back to is, if I'm an artist and I have my art here at KOFISI 9, I can expect to see it in Mauritius at a Workshop 17 center.
Yes.
Okay.
Possibly. Yes.
Okay.
But even if it doesn't travel, to Mauritius between the cross-pollination of members from both Workshop 17 and KOFISI, and the newsletters and just how we'll be dispersing the information. The work will be seen or it will be seen either digitally, or if a member comes here locally, they'll be able to see the work here.
All right.
Yes.
A lot of opportunities there. When you walk around KOFISI centers as is, you will still get to see a lot of art in the spaces,
Yes.
from the reception to your office, hallways, basically everywhere. And the one name that keeps standing out in these pieces of work is Uweza Art Gallery.
Yes.
How's this relationship, and how has it shaped the journey to this point where now KOFISI is, having its own gallery in the name of KOFISI Art?
Okay, so I think it's important to acknowledge and appreciate that a bigger part of the KOFISI Africa collection, art collection, is from Uweza Gallery, which is very impressive, right? Uweza Gallery has been a platform, or is a platform, where they have given young emerging artists to work on their skills, to sell their work. And for an artist, a career artist, that is important, to have a space where you show your work and you can sell your work. Because at the end of the day, that's the ultimate goal. That we all wake up to work and earn some money.
Yeah.
Even with art, any form of art, you want to be able to feed yourself, feed your family, pay your rent. And I think Uweza has done that really well for their artists. Going through the work and following the artists from Uweza, I am quite impressed at the growth in their work, in their technique, so their Uweza Gallery is doing what it's supposed to do. It's giving the opportunity, and it's mentoring the artists. And we hope to be able to foster that relationship by providing the same opportunities will be there for the Uweza artists. Yeah? So they can come and as an individual artist and have an exhibition, a solo exhibition, or they can come as a group and have an exhibition that's going to rotate. So their work won't be stuck on one center.
Okay.
Yeah, but we'll be able to rotate and hopefully even move on. And it's a relationship we hope to grow in various ways through either mentorship from both KOFISI, the KOFISI Art and Workshop 17 Gallery, mentorship in terms of and technical skills, and so all these things are in play. And hopefully will be launched soon. Okay. And we hope it will also be an opportunity that will be given to other emerging artists outside of the Uweza platform.
Right. You already have it in lock. Actually, I feel like I should take back my earlier question, which is how are these artists going to find their way through to KOFISI spaces? It already sounds like there's a lot, in plans with Uweza Art, with Workshop 17 Art Gallery. This is possibly the biggest collection on the continent, after launch.
Well,
or moving gallery, if we can call it.
I would say KOFISI, the KOFISI Africa Art Collection is it's unique in that it has a lot of young emerging artists. Yeah. Okay. And which is very commendable, and because that is where a lot of young artists struggle to be able to be in an extensive art collection. Because that's the ultimate goal. These are the things that raise an artist's profile. Like when they're writing their CV, what collection are you in? Oh, I'm in the KOFISI Art. I'm KOFISI Africa collection. Or I'm in so-and-so collection. I've been collected by this company. So it's a big deal.
Oh, that's how it works. Okay.
It's a really, really big deal. And it does boost their CV and career a little. Yes. Again, through as we continue to grow the gallery and the collection, we hope to also add on a bit more, maybe the pioneering artists, kind of solidify the collection a little bit more with, like I said, pioneer artists. That's what in the art scene we call first generation artists, and some of the established artists, which are the second and the third generation of artists. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how the collection grows from this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Being very modest there, but I'm hyping it up. I'm trying to hype it, but it'll be extensive, as you've said.
It is going
definitely.
to be very, very extensive.
Yeah. Right. So KOFISI is known for its considered aesthetics, great interior design, great workspaces. We're here talking about art.
Yes.
When most of the time we'd be on a podcast speaking about office space.
Yes.
Yeah. And begs the question, what role does art play in the overall philosophy of, making a workday experience productive and enjoyable?
I think, Richard, before we even tackle that, we need to think about what is art.
Okay.
And
Good
what role
question.
does art play in society? Yeah. So art is a language. It be visual, it's a language. And we can look at art in whatever form, be it dance, be it music, be it film. It's a language. We're trying to communicate something. Yeah. And in communicating, we are either trying to say something about our society, be it like we live in a beautiful society. So we get like this really beautiful work that portrays our country or our heritage, or it's speaking political. Yeah. So art also documents history, right?
Yeah.
And I think once you do that, then when you bring it into a workspace, it can go very many different ways. Yeah. The most immediate, it elevates a space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
the most immediate.
Basic of it.
Most basic. It elevates the space.
Yeah.
So the space comes alive. Yeah. And you stop and you're not looking at either a blank wall or just a painted wall. Yeah. You're looking at something, and it either brightens the space or it makes it more lively, but that's the primary function.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then what else does it do? Sometimes I think when you're so caught up in your work and you just need a breather and you see the artwork, it gives you that mental break. And that mental break can either propel you more, or you decide, let me just take a break, take a walk, come back, or talk about art. Or you could be even in a board meeting and things are tense and someone comments about the art and it breaks that tension. And so the art plays such an important role in the workspace, but whatever space.
Yeah.
Yeah. And art is also a good conversation starter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So we come in here, you get your in this room, there is artwork.
Yeah, I think I should have started with that then. It should have been a great conversation starter.
Yes, there
But
is
right.
is artwork.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some of your guests have come here and they're like, oh yeah, that's nice. Who's the artist? Where does the artist come from? Oh, I like the red color. It's really nice, and the yellow, and two strangers can start a conversation over art.
And know each other's names 3 hours later.
Yes,
Yeah,
and it's
sure.
a safe. It's a very, very safe
Yeah.
place. So that's what art does. And when you bring it into a workspace, especially a workspace like KOFISI, where the community is very diverse in terms of the people using it, the members using it. Yeah. So it really, really is important to brings everyone from all these different spaces into a space, and they can be able to discuss about that one thing, art.
Okay.
Yeah. And in terms now of individual members, how art kind of plays for them in terms of the company's art, KOFISI and all that, you can use art to talk about your values, your missions, especially through commissioned art, and how a company chooses to collect art says a lot about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Art is also, it puts you into, it's like a community. Art itself is like a community, the artists, the collectors. So the moment you bring in art, you become part of that community. Yeah. And we're just not talking about supporting art. Yes, the end goal is to buy that art, and the artist is able to live off that art. But to be able to be in a community where you can all talk about this beautiful product, and beautiful not being like it's the colors and it's just beautiful, but beautiful in how it was created and why it's in that space. So I think art is like limitless in a workspace, and it's so important. Yeah, and I think being here at KOFISI, where art has been put on the almost
the forefront.
So is a good place to be.
Right. Nice. My next question actually has already received an answer from you.
Okay.
Which is going to be, your hope for KOFISI Art.
Yes.
I think that has been described well.
Mm-hmm.
And, how you're seeing, maybe, how do you see the gallery evolving? I think you've also given an answer to that, but maybe, in a bit of a longer term perspective and the legacy it could leave at KOFISI way after Kui Wachira and and other artists after.
Yeah, I think it's important to mention that in, let me say Kenya at the moment, there is a shortage of places to show art. People are getting a bit more innovative in where they can have their exhibitions. So this gallery offers an opportunity, especially for the younger artists who are unable to get into the mainstream galleries, a space to show. And this is important for an artist's career because the only way you can grow as an artist is if you're receiving feedback. So your work needs to be seen for you to get like a feedback. Yeah, how you choose to use that feedback is really up to you as an artist.
It's up to you.
Yeah, but it's important. And I think and KOFISI is a safe space, especially for young artists showing their works for the first time, which can be a bit daunting. Yeah. And it elevates that pressure, especially the commercial aspect of it, where the gallery, we must sell, we must make money. Over here, it's a good space to get instant feedback from a diverse group of people. Yeah. Okay. Very safely, very gently, which is really, really important, especially when you're starting off your career as an artist. The gallery will also offer space for independent curators. Yeah. So you're young, emerging, or just an independent curator, not working with mainstream gallery. You can come in and we can give you space to be able to curate your exhibition. Again, another safe space where no pressure. Again, you have the opportunity for a diverse audience to be able to be in touch and interact with your work or your artist's work. Yeah. The gallery will also be working with the mainstream galleries. Yeah. So we'll be in partnership with One Off Gallery, who will be working with at this exhibition that's going to be next month, July. And this is also an opportunity to bring in emerging artists, not emerging, but established artists.
That's that second tier you mentioned.
Yes.
Okay.
Emerging artists where they're a bit more advanced in their careers. They've been practicing for longer. Some are household names within the arts. They've been extensively collected. That's also a good opportunity to see where our art scene is. Yeah. Okay. And we're open to working with galleries, artists, curators. But I think for me, the legacy I see for KOFISI Art, but more so for KOFISI as a whole, is how they will become a major collector of African art across the region. And that is my hope and dream for KOFISI Art.
All right.
Yes.
Great hopes, great plans. Make sure that you're there if you're listening to this podcast at the launch of KOFISI Art and KOFISI Art Gallery. And that was Kui Wachira, the gallery manager at KOFISI. I have one just personal question to close it up, which is, what makes good art to you, Kui? Art is, I don't know if it's from your, experience, if it's subjective or objective. These are conversations which happen on the fly. But, what makes good art when you see a piece of art?
I think there's no bad art.
Oh.
Okay. Because like you said, it's very subjective. It's how it makes you feel. Does it make you feel good? Does it make you feel sad? What emotions does it elicit from you? Yeah. But in general, good piece of art is very, it's executed, the technical execution is good, right? So it's drawn well, it's painted well, it's presented well. Okay, then a successful. So that's a good piece. Then a successful piece of art is one that once I put it on the wall and someone interacts with it, and they really engage with it. That's a successful art. Then over and beyond that, once it gets a monetary value in terms of when it sells, that now takes it to another level. Yes. So like I said, there's no bad art. And there's art for everyone, and every piece of art will always find a home.
Okay.
Yeah. And if it doesn't find a home, it can always remain in the artist's collection, because artists also collect their work.
Oh,
yes.
All right.
Yeah. So there's always a home for every piece of artwork that has been put out there. Sometimes it might find a home in a day, and sometimes it might find a home in 3 years or 5 years or 10 years, but eventually art finds its person.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's a powerful quote there. I'll get it on a KOFISI t-shirt. Thank you very much, Kui, for showing up here.
Thank you, Richard, for having me.
Yeah, looking forward to the exhibition and also, future plans with artists at KOFISI.
Right.
All right.
Thank you.